there, I'm Sean Burnett. I work for a company called ABC, and they store chemical waste in an off-site location specifically. While I was inspecting the warehouse, I noticed several leaking drums. So I had to call Tom Treehorn, he's the head of ABC's division of chemical waste. He responded to me very quickly, and he said that he'd be right over with the crew to bring the leaking drums over to the home site. But I pointed out that the law forbids that, and you can't return the chemical waste to the home site. Then Tom himself replied to me that I know, but I don't have any confidence in the offsite folks handling this, and that they know how to handle it best. The problem with this is that even though he is trying to prevent environmental issues, the environmental authorities would be upset with the way that Tom's dealing with it, and this is actually causing negligence, which is, in I guess more specific sense, it's actually negligence duty of care. But we'll go more into detail over with Eric here. I'm just going to show the relevant laws.
Thanks, Sean. Well, the relevant laws in this case are considered to be tort laws. More specifically, they are broken down to three types: duty of care, standard of care, and cause and fact. This act which occurred would have been a violation of duty of care because Tom Treehorn did not avoid actions which he could have caused harm to him or others. Also, some environmental laws could have been broken, which would cause for environmental fines towards Tom Treehorn. I'm going to pass this off to Mark.
Thanks, Eric. Now, some relevant facts to this case is Tom Treehorn had a verbal confrontation with me saying that he's transporting the chemicals back to the home site. Now, the company would have a record of the inventory of how many barrels should be at the warehouse, and if Tom were to clean up the spill in time and get rid of the evidence, we would still know how many barrels should be in the inventory. In addition to this, if there was a fair amount of residue from the waste that had been spilled out, even with a good cleanup, it could still be tested for proof that it was still present. Now, let's go see some argument rationale with Sean.
Thanks, Mark. So I'm going to talk about the argument and rationale. I personally believe that this company, and most importantly Tom Treehorn, is responsible of negligence of proper disposal of his chemicals. And based on the facts and evidence given from the previous statements, he should be therefore deemed guilty for the actions that he has committed. The negligent act in this case is once again considered to be duty of care. This is because Tom Treehorn did not avoid actions which could cause possible harm to him or others, knowing that he could possibly face a lawsuit with environmental authorities which could affect not only his job, but those beneath him as well, and anyone who is actually working with him as a company. Also, the spill itself, without the proper cleanup, could cause some serious health risks to the employees who are working within the warehouse. And I will send this off to Eric for the action/remedy. Here you go, Eric.
Thanks, Sean. Alright, so this is the action and remedy. If any people were affected by the spill in terms of health after the incident occurred, and it can be related to the chemicals toxins, then Tom Treehorn will be considered responsible for all the health bills related to this spill. Also, for proper cleanup and sanitization that was necessary for the spill, he will be held responsible and fully paying for that. Finally, any environmental fines that are applicable will be sent directly and be paid for by Tom Treehorn. And sending this off to Mark for the comment of justice.
Thanks, Eric. Now, time for our comment on justice. Now, I believe that justifiably. If the person is found guilty, they deserve to pay the necessary fines and bills because ethically and morally, the environmental authorities should be made aware of this leak because just in case there's health hazards and issues that could cause ABC's employees, as well as any other companies that they're working with, to get hurt or cause illness. Now, this negligence is proper disposal is completely unacceptable and must be put to justice.